Bonjour les étudiants and welcome to this video. If you're seeing it, then that means that I am currently out on maternity leave because I am having my baby. So anyways, to help you stay up with all of your grammar and everything that you need to know, I'm creating these videos to make it easy for you. So first off, let's go ahead and start talking about what we're going to do in week 19 or semaine 19. To start off, let's go ahead and review aller. So I want you to take a moment to practice conjugations that you've learned. That way you make sure that you're on top of your game and we can go over it in a second. So if you're watching this video, go ahead and pause it now, fill these out, and then we'll talk about it in just a moment. All right, did you do them? I hope so. So just to make sure we're all on the same page, let's go ahead and say them together. So we have je vais, tu vas, il va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont. And there you go. And then, of course, if I've got any Whovians out there, allons-y. Remember, allons means we go. So it's basically let's go. So there you go. There are also all kinds of fun ways to use it. Now remember, basically anytime that we would say go in a sentence, you can use aller. So, par exemple, Monty va chez vétérinaire bientôt. Monty goes to the vet soon. You know he's going to be excited about that. But notice that va is used in the same way. And also remember, chez vétérinaire means that chez, in this case, is the office of the veterinarian. Chez, just as a side note, can also be used as your house. So if I'm telling you, I'm going to be at my house, I would say chez moi. Or if you're going to your house, you would say chez moi. Or if you were going to Monty's house, which happens to be my house too, you say chez Monty. So that's exactly how that works. All right, another example. Où allez-vous pour vos vacances? So where do you go for your vacation? Notice that we have aller ici. Where do you go for your vacations? Next up we have nous allons au temple chaque dimanche. So we go to church every Sunday. Notice go here and go here. Now you also could say nous allons à l'église chaque dimanche. It just depends on whether it's a Protestant church or a Catholic church. Au temple is the Protestant version. À l'église is the Catholic version. So now you know how to say that. The other thing that we learned about with aller is futur proche. Futur proche is really cool because it allows us to talk about things that are happening in the near future. Now remember, when I say near future, this is a very relative term. It could mean today, later on, it could be tomorrow, sometimes even depending on the situation, it could be next year or in 10 years. It just depends. So you'll see this used in all kinds of different situations, and we will use another version of future later. So for now, basically anytime you want to talk about the future, you can use futur proche. But remember, when we learn our other versions, it has more to do with the near future than anything else. So the way that we use it, aller plus an infinitive. Super easy. Très simple. So, par exemple, je vais manger le soupe demain. I'm going to eat soup tomorrow. So literally it's I am going to eat soup tomorrow. Nice and easy. Falls together just like in an English sentence. Now, I don't know what you guys are doing this evening, but I'm probably not going to study anything. So I could say, or we could say, nous ne va pas étudier ce soir. Now notice that with negatives, we always have that question of where exactly are we going to put this thing. So in this case, we have va ici. This is our conjugated verb, and étudier, étudier is not conjugated, so it's right over here. Notice though that ne pas is going to be around the conjugated verb, not the unconjugated verb. So make sure that you remember that. It's très important, mais très simple. Very easy. Now obviously if you have any questions about aller and futur proche, email me and let me know. Obviously, my availability depends on whether or not I'm currently at the hospital or whether I've had Gemma for a few weeks now. But in either case, please feel free to email me. I promise I'll email you back as soon as I can. Now, next up, let's talk about faire. Yeah, you can't do faire without Yoda, you know. Just remember the expressions with faire, you must ha 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 ha. Yeah, okay, anyways. So first off, just like we did with aller, I want you to practice these guys real quick. So write them all down and we'll check your answers in a minute. All right, I hope you're ready and you did them. So let's go ahead and talk about how you say each one of them. So repeat after me. Je fais, tu fais, il fait. Yes, they're all said the same. Nous faisons, vous faites. Remember to say this T. Vous faites. Ils font. Now, one other thing I want you to remember with faire is that we have beaucoup, so many different expressions that have to do with faire. These are all really handy to know, even though most of them have to do with chores, which aren't the most exciting thing in the world. But if you take a look in your book, vis-a-vis, you'll notice the whole list of them. So take time to get familiar with them. You can always look at last week's video, or you can look ici. I believe it is on this page. If not, it's page like after that or the page after that. It's not too far from there. That way you're familiar with them and you can use them because they're super handy. And of course, like with everything else, if you have questions, let me know. Now in this class, I want to introduce you to two new things. The first one is this, and then the second one is actually going to be in a separate video because it's the easiest way to do it. So we have les adjectifs possessifs. These are possessive adjectives, just like we use in English. They all come out to things like my, your, his, hers, its, or one's. Yeah, I know in English we don't really use one's. However, in French they do, and it's perfectly normal. It's kind of like when you don't want to specify his or hers, or you can't specify because you don't know, and in English we say their, and we make it plural. They would say one and leave it more neutral. Our, your, and their. Now these line up exactly to these guys. So we have mon, ton, son, notre, votre, le. Now when it comes to French, remember we are dealing with a language that uses a lot of masculine and feminine stuff going on. So just like we have le l'aller or en une day or any of those, we also have the same thing happening with our adjectif possessif. So you're going to notice that it depends on if the noun is masculine, feminine, or plural. Yes, that's how you do plural in French. So for this example, I'm going to use père, mère, et parent. This is new vocabulary that we're learning this time around. So it's father, mother, and of course, parents. So the first thing that we're going to talk about are the masculine adjectif possessif. So let's talk about which each one is and how they sound. So we have mon, which is my father, so mon père, ton père, which is your father, and in this case it is the your informal version. Son père, which can mean his, hers, its, or one's, all of the above. Notre, which if you're looking at it and you think it looks kind of like new, it's because it is. It's our. Then we have votre, which is the same as vous, your, the plural or formal version, just depending on the situation, and le, which is their. So anytime that, you know, you've got like 5 people and, or yeah, you've got a lot of people and they have the same parent, then you have le père, their father. All right, so that's how you say each one of them. So mon, ton, son, notre, votre, le. Now with feminine, it's going to sound a little bit more chill. on all of them except for these three. You're going to notice they all sound exactly the same. Oops, now all of them went away. That's okay. All right, so we have ma mère, my mom, ta mère, yours, informal, sa mère, which of course is his, hers, its, one's, all of the above, notre mère, our, votre mère, your, formal and plural, and le mère. I know this bottom one is really hard. Le père, le mère. All right, so ma, ta, sa, notre, votre, le. And we'll go ahead and erase it again. There we go. Okay, now when we go for plural, you're going to notice that they all have S's now. So we have mes parents, so my parents, tes parents, your parents, informal, ses parents, his, hers, its, ones, nos parents, yeah, it's just no, so there you go, for our, vos parents, your, formal or plural, and le parent, for theirs, their parents. So let's practice saying them all again. We have mes, tes, ses, nos, vos, le. There you go. So yes, that means the bottom one is le, leur, leur. They all sound the same. Gotta love it. Now there's a very important fact that I want to make sure to share with you about this. And this is extremely important to remember and can be a little bit difficult to remember in English because, of course, our language is so different when it comes to all of this. But first off, the number and gender of les adjectifs possessifs is all about the noun, not the person who owns the thing. So if we're talking about my cat's a boy, I'm a girl, it would not be ma chat because I'm a girl, it's mon chat. I'm going to try to write it for you. Mon, oh, that looks pretty good. Chat, not bad for doing it on a mouse. Because Monty is a boy, so it's mon chat. It's not going to be ma chat because I'm a girl. This always refers to the noun. So another example, when I, as a girl, as a woman, talk about my dad, it's going to be mon père because père is masculine. It doesn't matter that I'm a girl and, you know, it's always going to be masculine because père is masculine. So it's the same as all the other things. So le stylo, remember the pen, le is masculine. If it's my pen, it's going to be mon stylo. It's still going to be masculine because, of course, the noun is masculine. Now, I know that this is a little bit of a hard concept, but it's one I want you to make sure to practice, especially with the thing that I'm going to show you next. So make sure to stay tuned for the next video, and we're going to get some really good practice with les adjectifs possessifs and all of the words that have to do with our family. So, as always, if you have questions, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.